Payoff pitch on the way. Belted, deep down field. If it's there, it is gone. At the pole. Goodbye. Giovanni Soto, a walk-off home run, and the Rangers win it 4-3. To the left field corner. If it's there, it's a winner. It is gone. Home run, Leon Martin. The Rangers walk it off again. Ranger bench getting ready to celebrate another walk-off victory if they possibly can. Beltran, a drive to left, way back, I don't believe it. Goodbye, they've done it again. Three consecutive walk-off home runs. The Rangers sweep the Angels 2-1 now. Another warm night, despite the goosebumps from watching the last 3 nights unfold before us. Tonight, the Rangers look to keep the heat up. They take on the Arizona Diamondbacks in a makeup game at Rangers Ballpark. And welcome in, everyone, along with Tom Greaves, Steve Busby. Glad you could join us for this Thursday night edition that wasn't supposed to happen. But a rain out in May, and here they are again. The Rangers and Diamondbacks, one game. And for the Rangers, they have their best guy going. They have Darvish trying to beat the Diamondbacks. He pitched well against them earlier.
Yeah, and he's been pitching well lately since the All-Star break. He's had a couple of starts. He's had really good stuff. Fastball's been in the mid-90s, throwing the ball really well. He had excellent stuff in Arizona as well. He took a 4-2 lead into the 8th inning. Looks like he was going to cruise to a win. He had 14 strikeouts. Didi Gregorius took him deep for a 2-run homer to tie the game, and he ended up with a no decision. But he pitched great that day. He's throwing the ball well right now. The Rangers need another good performance tonight to see if they can't keep this winning streak going.
Keep the win streak going, keep the offense going, and hope that Darvish does his part in tonight's game. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. The Rangers and the Diamondbacks. A quick one-game series. Elvis Andrus looking to stay hot. Rangers and Diamondbacks. Lineups and first pitch coming up right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Don't miss the Ford Summer Spectacular featuring blockbuster deals. Now playing at your best in Texas Ford dealer. By AT&T UVerse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT. Rethink possible. And by Progressive. Visit Progressive.com today. Now, Darvish and the Rangers have taken the field before we get underway here this evening. Let's send it back down to the field where Rick Renner is standing by. Rick?
Well, Buzz, lost in all this walk-off home run excitement. Elvis Andrus and a 13-game hitting streak, hitting .340 during the last 13 games, average over .250, got a strong hold of the 2 spot, and Ron Washington likes the difference in him.
Well, he's starting to use the whole field again, mainly the right side of the field and up the middle. And, I think what's happening with him now, he's starting to stay on the breaking balls a little better. When he was in his little area there where he wasn't doing very good, I think the off-speed pitches was getting him because he was pulling off it. So, he's making this adjustment, and it couldn't have come at the right time for us because we know Elvis had more to offer.
That's our Geico quote of the day. Good things happen when he gets on base. He's the only Ranger to have 5 straight seasons of 20 stolen bases. Buzz?
All right, Rick, thank you very much. Well, we're just about ready to get underway here tonight. Diamondbacks coming in for a 1-game makeup series. They come in second place in the National League West. The surprising Los Angeles Dodgers caught fire, and they have passed Arizona. The Diamondbacks now trailing the Dodgers by 2.5. Meanwhile, the Rangers have picked up a game each of the last 2 days, so they are 4 back of Oakland now in the AL West. And the first pitch, breaking ball to Gerardo Parra, is in for strike 1.
Yeah, in case you're looking for a fastball to hit on the first pitch, no dice. 20 starts this year, good season for you. He's 9-5 with an excellent ERA. He's got the best opponent's batting average in the American League, 187. 1 run allowed in 12 1/3 since coming off the disabled list. He's pitched well. He also leads the major leagues with 172 strikeouts, 7th in the league with a 280 earned run average. So all his numbers are good.
And ahead of the count to Parra. very quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. And another ball poked foul down the left side. Yeah, you'll remember that game that Darvish started in Arizona the latter stages of May, the second game of that doubleheader. He got bushwhacked in that first inning. Very quickly he threw 2 pitches and had a run across on a couple of extra base hits. Gave up 2 in the first. Settled down nicely, though, and as Tom told you, he worked deep into that ball game. Got him swinging. Parra going after a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Couldn't quite handle it. One gone.
It's a little different swinging at his fastball after you've seen a curveball on the first pitch. You throw that same fastball on the first pitch, you might have a better swing than that.
Now we'll take a look at the rest of the Diamondbacks lineup. You saw Gerardo Parra. He's followed by Adam Eaton, the center fielder. Paul Goldschmidt is at first. Eric Chavez bats cleanup. Cody Ross is in left field. Martin Prado is the second baseman. The DH, Jason Kubel. Didi Gregorius, the shortstop, hits 8th. Tuffy Goswitch, the catcher, making his major league debut, is batting 9th. So 1 away here, and Adam Eaton, fleet-footed center fielder, hitting at 192 as he faces Darvish. 1 ball, no strikes. Eaton off to a very slow start for the Diamondbacks. He has been struggling of late. Fastball that is just off the outside corner. It is 2-0. Eaton is 2 for 21 in the last 5 ball games. That's an 0.95 mark. Darvish back to him, and it's fouled off to the left.
They had high hopes for Eaton. He was hurt, though, coming out of spring training. Last year at AAA, he had pretty much a great year. 381, almost 500 at bats, hit 46 doubles, stole 38 bases. They, I think after that season, viewed him as a strong candidate to win the leadoff spot in their lineup. Just wasn't healthy.
Now the 2-1 from Darvish. Line drive over the leap of Elvis Andrews, or Jurickson Profar into left field, a base hit. So Profar using his long frame to get in the air, just not quite enough. Take a look at the Ranger defense tonight. Murphy and Martin left and center. Nelson Cruz in right. Moreland at first. Kinsler and Profar up the middle. Adrian Beltre at third. And A.J. Przinsky back behind the plate. He is handling Yu Darvish tonight. Umpiring crew. Manny Gonzalez calling the balls and strikes. Corey Blazer is at first. Larry Vanover at second. And the crew chief, Brian Gorman, is at third. So 1 on, 1 out. Here is Paul Goldschmidt. And the big slugger fouls back the first pitch. It is 0-1. Goldschmidt having another outstanding year. 303, 24 home runs, 86 driven in.
And this is only his second full season. And he's on his way to being one of the premier power hitters in the National League.
Darvish with the 0-1. And another foul off to the right. Now Goldschmidt, the kind of guy you would build a club around, and the Diamondbacks recognized that, signed him to a 5-year extension at the end of spring training. Said, look, this guy is going to be extremely important to us, very much like the building of a pitching staff around Yu Darvish that the Rangers did when they signed him to a 5-year deal. 0-2 the count. Got him swinging. Good fastball working his way slightly away from Goldschmidt. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, 2 away, and Eric Chavez will come up.
Yeah, Goldschmidt saw 3 fastballs. A little bit late on the first 2, fouling him off, and this one on the outside corner, well, actually right near the middle of the plate, all 3 of them were. Looked like it was more outside to the naked eye. Turned out they were all 3 right down the middle of the plate practically, and fouled 2 off and missed the 3rd one.
Yeah, I think Darvish threw him 3 different kinds of fastballs too. 2-seamer, a 4-seamer, and one looked like it might have cut a little bit. All different speeds slightly. Breaking ball hangs outside to Chavez.
Well, that's definitely 4 seams.
Yep.
Phantom cam, easy to pick that up.
Darvish a check of first. Now the 1-0 pitch. Yeah, good breaking ball drops in. Chavez at 305 with 9 home runs, 37 RBI, and he's on a pretty good tear of late for the Diamondbacks. He's homered in back-to-back games, and he has had 8 RBI in the last 9 games for Arizona. Veteran third baseman. Late swing and a miss. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. You may see that in the early going, especially here tonight. It's a little tougher this time of the evening for the hitters. The backdrop is bathed in sunlight. Even though it's not glary, you still don't get quite the same background to see the pitches come out of the pitcher's hand as you will when the sun gets down behind the stands. Adam Eaton with good speed at first. He's there with 2 outs. A ball and 2 strikes, the count to Chavez. Diamondbacks just finished up a series down in Tampa Bay with the Rays. Fouled out of play to the left. And we'll try it again at 1-2. Arizona with a 7-0 shutout of Tampa Bay last night. And ended up splitting the series between the two games apiece. Wade Miley, another outstanding game. Moreland holding the bag against Adam Eaton. Darvish okays the sign. And the pitch tails outside. The count evens at 2-2. The Rangers having won 3 in a row now, back to 10 games over 500 this year. They are 59 and 49. And we are now starting the final 1/3 of the season. 54 games left, including tonight, in the championship season of 2013. Rangers have given themselves a little bit of a hole to dig out of. They started digging out, however, a couple of nights ago. Picked up a couple games. They're 4 games out now from Oakland. And after tonight, of course, the Rangers go to the Bay Area and take on the A's for 3 games over the weekend. Got him swinging. Darvish strikes out the side around a 1-out single by Eaton. The Diamondbacks gone in the first. No runs to hit, 1 left. Half an inning in the books. Arizona nothing. The Rangers coming up. The bat, and we will take a look at their starting lineup tonight that Ron Washington puts out there against Arizona. Leonis Martin back in that leadoff spot. He's leading off. Elvis Andrus, the partial night off. He's DH. Ian Kinsler bats third. Adrian Beltre is at third and batting cleanup. A.J. Brzezinski back behind the plate. Nelson Cruz bats 6th. David Murphy in left field bats 7th. Jurickson Profar is hitting 8th, playing short. And the 9th hitter is Mitch Moreland, the first baseman. Zeke Spruill, a 23-year-old right-hander, making his first major league start. He's had several appearances at the major league level this year for the Diamondbacks, but this is his first start. And Leonis Martin promptly hits a easy one-hopper right down to Paul Goldschmidt at first base.
He's been in 4 games. First start at the big league level. He's had 4 relief appearances. Between AA and AAA, he has a losing record, but a nice ERA, 2.68. Opponents hitting below 250 against him. He came over from the Braves in that big trade for Justin Upton. A number of players came over in that trade. Martin Prado was another one. And he's got his first opportunity to start a big league game.
Now Elvis Andrus steps in. And the first pitch to him is a strike to the outside corner. Spruill, basically a fastball slider pitcher. He will throw an occasional changeup still, but he has been modified a bit to simplify his repertoire. Good sinking fastball, though. You can see evidence by the swing that Elvis Andrus had against it. Elvis down in the count, 0-2, hitting now at 253, and you can see the 13-game hitting streak for Andrus. A 340 batter in that 13 games, the longest active hitting streak in Major League Baseball. Got him swinging. Pulled the string, and that is strikeout number 1. 2 away for Ian Kinsler. Arizona defense behind Spruill tonight. Have Ross in left, Eaton in center, Parra in right. Goldschmidt at first. Prado and Gregorius up the middle. Chavez at third. Koswish is the catcher. And Zeke Spruill is on the hill. And Kirk Gibson, Diamondbacks manager in his third full season, his fourth year overall. And he has guided Arizona to some pretty impressive numbers in his first three plus years. Named the manager of the year in his first full year. Rightfully so. Kinsler pops up the next pitch. That will work its way back about 11 rows or so. And the count moves to 0-2. I think the Diamondbacks may have the best coaching staff if you're going to start up a slow pitch softball game of any team that I can think of. You got Gibson, Alan Trammell is their bench coach, Steve Sachs at first, Matt Williams at third, and Don Baylor is their hitting coach. That's pretty impressive. All those guys, former major leaguers and very, very good former major league players. Now the 1-2 pitch. Little cue shot off the end of the bat. It rolls over to Sproul, underhands it to Goldschmidt, and that will do it. So the Rangers down very quietly in the first inning. 1-2-3 and out. We played a 1 inning in Arlington. No score. Diamondbacks and Rangers.
Appreciate it, Buzz. Ranger fans looking for another win tonight? You bet. Why not? Community Corner this evening. We're talking about the Texas Rangers and Medical Center Arlington teaming up for the Fitness All-Star program. You know, the kids are out of school. They can still learn this summer by picking up fitness tips and how to stay healthy in active, fun ways. You can do so by logging on to TexasRangers.com/fitness. Buzz?
All right, Jim, thank you. Now, Yu Darvish back to the hill. You will face Cody Ross to start things off. No score as we go to the bottom or top of the second inning, and Ross takes low for ball one. Cody Ross, a .268 hitter. Half a dozen home runs. He has driven in 32. Darvish back to the plate. That's out of play down the right side. 1-1 the count. Diamondbacks split their last 10 games, just as they split that series in Tampa Bay. They are 3 games under 500 on the road, 25 and 28. And the Diamondbacks have split the first 8 games they have played against the American League this year.
I think any team going into Tampa Bay this time of year and playing 4 games comes out of there 2-2. They're feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah.
The way Tampa Bay's been playing.
Well, Tampa Bay at the start of play tonight, as you look at that fastball that kind of got away from you, Darvish. Tampa Bay trailing Boston by a half game in that American League East race. The American League Central has gone crazy. Both Cleveland and Kansas City won again today. Breaking ball hangs high. It's now 3-1 to Ross. No, Cody Ross leading off the second inning, trying to get aboard. Martin Prado, the second baseman, will be next.
Yeah, between Detroit, Cleveland, and Kansas City, they've won 22 straight games.
3-1 pitch, fouled back. Cleveland won this afternoon. They have now won 8 straight, and Kansas City won. They beat Minnesota. They've won 9 straight. There's that Central that we're talking about. Cleveland keeping pace, and the Royals not doing too badly as far as keeping up themselves.
Well, the Royals expected to contend, and they're finally doing it. Interesting the next couple of months for them.
Payoff pitch up the middle, and I don't know how in the world Darvish got out of the way. He jumped and must have just gotten over it, because that ball had shins written all over it when it left the bat. A leadoff single puts Ross aboard, and it makes Yu Darvish give him something to sweat about.
Just off to the side a little bit. Yeah, that would have been pretty painful if it hit about 6 inches below his kneecap.
Well, the second hit of the night for the Diamondbacks. Ross with a leadoff knock, and now Martin Prado, the second baseman.
You know, that's one of those balls, Buzz. There's about a 6-inch difference between continuing in this game and being out for the season.
Yep. You're right about that. It's that hits you, that's a broken shin or broken kneecap or whatever down at the contact.
Yeah.
Prado, the numbers would tell you he's having a pretty good year. 263 with 9 home runs, 41 driven in. Maybe not up to the standards that he set down in Atlanta for the last several years, but still a pretty good offensive output. A big breaking ball, and then nips at the outside corner. Here's our fan and cam, Yu Darvish. You can see the look of relief on his face when he realized it wasn't going to hurt.
He didn't know how that missed him either.
Yeah. Now the 0-2. Prado able to lay off that breaking ball. Man, a nice stop by A.J. Przinsky. A ball and 2 strikes.
Now, Prado's a contact hitter. He's only struck out 38 times.
Prado in a pretty good downturn of late. Now Darvish ready and back to him. That's the 3rd pitch we've seen Darvish lose command of tonight. Lose the feel of it. Was slipping out of his hand. A warm evening. It's right at 100 degrees as we have started things off. And look at the National League leaders. Martin Prado, to back up what Tom was talking about. Very tough to strike out. 11.5 at bats per punch out. Aoki with Milwaukee, the leader in the National League. Most difficult to strike out. 19 plate appearances. Now the 2-2. Slow and outside. The count has gone full. Well, you would think with Prado able to make contact that they will turn Cody Ross loose. You have Jason Kubel, the DH, waiting in the on-deck circle. Ross stepping off his lead, and Darvish is ready. There goes Ross. The pitch swung on and missed. The throw to second on the wrong side of the bag, and safe is Cody Ross.
He struck out a very tough guy to strike out. It looked like A.J. might have had a shot at Cody Ross. Definitely would have had a shot if he dropped it on the other side of second base, but the throw was several feet to the shortstop side of second base. Boy, Prado looked bad swinging at that. That's a guy that, one of the toughest guys in baseball to strike out. He thought that thing was a fastball till it got in the catcher's mitt. Yeah, they would have a pretty easy time with Ross if it was a good throw.
Yep. You would think the way Prado went after that, he'd never seen a 3-2 breaking ball.
Might not have seen one like that before.
That's very true. And Darvish, an inside move, and Cody Ross, he's kind of
might have been thinking about going right there.
Wandering his way out off second base, and all of a sudden, whoop, better get back.
We saw a couple of stolen bases with Beltre playing back toward shortstop like that in the last series.
The first pitch, a fastball to Kubel. It is strike one.
It definitely comes into play with 1 out.
Kubel, 5 home runs, 27 driven in, 231 the average. He is one of the primary pinch hitters that Kirk Gibson will go to, and also a part-time left fielder. That breaking ball, a little bit low. It is 1-1. Kubel just 4 for his last 42 times to the plate. That's an .095 average. Ross at second as Darvish checks him. Another breaking ball. That one catches the strike zone. And it's 1-2.
Darvish said that he doesn't look at himself like a fastball pitcher. He's a breaking ball pitcher. The first inning he was definitely a fastball pitcher. Second inning he is a breaking ball pitcher. So he can go any way he wants.
Yep. 1-2 pitch. Darvish to the plate. Got him swinging.
That looked like it was 91 miles an hour. That must have been what, his split or his.
I think that was his two-seam fastball.
Two-seam?
Yeah.
The way Kubel swung at it almost looked like a changeup.
Yeah. Well, I think he was geared up for 95. He only got 91. Yeah, that's that two-seam fastball that runs away from a left-hander and had a little sinking action to it, actually.
Yeah, that was a good pitch.
And that's the one that, you know, if you've got that, well, I would make that a primary fastball for you.
That kind of movement.
Yeah.
I would, too.
So all the strikeouts that have been recorded by Darvish and the Rangers tonight have come on strikeouts. 5 of them. Didi Gregorius, the shortstop, now steps in. And the breaking ball hits the outside corner. That is a splitter. That last one, that was a splitter.
It was a split finger grip with a movement of a two-seam fastball.
Yeah. Well, a lot of splitters will do that. I thought that was too hard for it to be a splitter, but it wasn't. It was a splitter. You might have cut down the, if you get your fingers a little closer together than almost a forkball grip, it'll be a little bit harder. Darvish has the ability to throw that thing and make it do some pretty amazing stuff. 1-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? And the appeal down to third, and Ryan Gorman said nope. 2-1. Gregorius, 308 over his last 8 ball games. You'll remember when we saw the Diamondbacks the tail end of May that Gregorius was hitting right at the top of the order. He had cooled off a bit, and Kirk Gibson had moved him down some. Good breaking ball there. It's 2-2.
Well, Gregorius hit the home run in the 8th inning off a fastball in the game in Arizona. Darvish struck out 14. He had a 4-2 lead. Looks like he was going to cruise through the 8th inning, have a great chance to win a game when kind of out of the blue, Gregorius took him deep to tie the game. He may see his share of breaking balls today.
Fastball pulled on the ground, foul. Mitch Moreland will make a friend in the second row down there. Still 2-2 to Gregorius. Gregorius part of a big offseason trade for the Diamondbacks. Three-team trade with the Reds and the Cleveland Indians. Gregorius coming over to satisfy the Diamondbacks' need for a young shortstop. Again, the 2-2 coming.
Just hanging in there with that swing. 96 miles an hour from Darvish. It's going to be Darvish's 40th pitch, though, through 2 innings.
Darvish looking at a series of signs from AJ. Has the one he wants. Again, the 2-2 offering. Got him swinging. 6 strikeouts in 2 innings for Yu Darvish. Another hit, another runner stranded. After 1.5, no score, Rangers and the Diamondbacks. The month for July is, in your opinion. Go to Twitter, and if your answer is Elvis Andrus, hashtag FS Andrus. It's Adrian Beltre, hashtag FS Beltre. Or hashtag FS Kotz if you think Neil Kotz had the best month of a Ranger. We will total up the results, give you the answers later on in the ballgame. And here is Adrian Beltre, last night's hero, to start off the Rangers' second inning. Fastball strike from Sproul. Beltre now hitting at .314 after a pair of hits last night. His walk-off home run, the 23rd round tripper of the year, 61 RBI. Off speed, that catches the outside corner. 0-2 as Sproul throwing a lot of strikes here in the early part of the game.
Yeah, the Rangers have never seen him, and that always poses a little bit of a problem for a hitter, especially if the guy's got decent stuff and is making good pitches as far as location goes.
Sproul from Chesapeake, Virginia. Now lives in the St. Petersburg, Florida area. Back to the plate. And Beltre shoots one foul just past the Diamondbacks dugout. AT&T Uverse Reverse Replay last night. Michael Kahn, Adrian Beltre. third night in a row, first time in Rangers team history that they have had 3 consecutive walk-off home runs. Beltre, a ground ball just foul outside the bag. Chavez playing near the line to begin with, and he had a play on that had it been fair. Just by that much, 6 inches or so. Brian Gorman, the third base umpire, right there on the line, taking a look at things. Still a ball and 2 strikes to Adrian. Got him swinging. Brule with his second strikeout. He's retired all 4 that he has faced. 1 away, and Pierzynski will come up.
He's pretty much a sinker slider guy. Pretty obvious. Got pretty good movement on his sinker. Decent slider, nothing out of the ordinary, but again, first time the Rangers have seen him. The hardest thing for a hitter, if you've never seen the guy, is to pick up the movement on his pitch. You might be told he's a sinker slider pitcher, but until you get up there and see how the ball sinks, you really don't know for sure.
Yeah, there are a bunch of different kinds of sinker slider combinations, aren't there?
Yeah.
AJ DH'd the last 3 nights, and Ron Washington getting him a little time off the field. Now back in the lineup behind the plate. Takes inside. The count moves to a ball and a strike. AJ in the series against the Angels went 3 for 13. Change up, floats outside, and the count goes to 2-1. Remember, AJ on Monday night had that game-tying home run in the 9th inning from Ernesto Frieri. That was followed up momentarily by Soto's game-winning home run. Giovanni taking a look at things from the Ranger dugout. Well, 3-1 the count. First time Spruill has gone to a 3-ball count to a Ranger hitter. AJ trying to get aboard. Nelson Cruz waiting in that on-deck circle to be next. 3-1 pitch. That ball's hit well, right center field. Going back is Eaton. He's looking up. Goodbye. A.J. Pierzynski, home run number 12. The Rangers lead 1-0.
Rangers are starting to hit the long ball. Out of nowhere. Last 3 days against the Angels, and now right off the bat in the 4th game of the homestand against the Diamondbacks. AJ reached out and stroked that to right center field, about 415 feet.
Well, Spruill paying the price for getting behind A.J. Pierzynski. And now Nelson Cruz takes strike 1. A 3-1 pitch, and A.J. all over that fastball.
It's actually a ball that's probably an inch off the plate. Didn't bother him, though.
Pitch outside. Cruz watches that pass by. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Nelly at 274, 25 home runs, 73 RBI. A pretty good rip at that pitch. Stayed up just a bit. 1-2.
Got the hit speed for this. That's about 92. 98.
Well, AJ's going to be a
I
little
lost my mojo.
No respect for AJ's power.
Usually a fly ball doesn't go that hard.
Yeah. Well, maybe the jet stream back in back in play. 2-2 to Cruz. Spruill back to him, and a chopper foul. A.J. Pierzynski now with a dozen home runs, and 9 of them have put the Rangers ahead. That's nuts. That's what's happening.
The one he hit the other day tied the game, didn't put him ahead, but that was probably as big as any of them.
Yep. Nelly pops one up. He'd like to have a do-over on that one. Gregorius, the shortstop, on the grass, makes the grab. That's out number 2, and it'll bring up David Murphy. And Nelly had a hanger from Sproul and hit it right up the chute. So Sproul now with the bases empty will face David Murphy. Murph steps in, hitting at .221 for the season. 11 home runs, 33 driven in. David, the darndest year for him. It has looked like several times in the last month or two that he's gotten things turned around, hitting the ball hard all over the field, and all of a sudden it's like somebody turns the off switch and it just shuts down. Nobody's more confused about it than David Murphy. Chop foul, and said he's never experienced anything like this, the inconsistency that he's had. Not for 4 months anyway. But it's a new month starting tonight, month of August. 1-1 the count. There's a line shot to right field. Made a pretty good pass at that, got great results. Well, Murph, a 2-out single. It brings up Jurickson Profar. Sproul probably is pretty lucky he got that pitch back, considering where it was.
Well, all David had to do is get it up in the air just a little bit. That would have gone a long way, because I got to think that one came off the bat. If AJ's was 97, that one had to be over 100.
Here's Profar, the switch hitting infielder for the Rangers, and he takes the pitch is just low for ball 1. Jurickson getting the start at shortstop tonight. Elvis Andrus getting a partial night off. He's the DH. Sproul okays the sign. A check of first. And a strike to Profar. Jurickson making his 7th start of the year tonight at shortstop. He's had 22 games at second base, 5 at third base, 4 in left field, and 4 as a DH. So Ron Washington has moved him all over the place this year in an effort to get him some at-bats. Up there with Murphy at first and 2 outs. A run across for the Rangers on Pierzynski's solo home run. Profar back in. You saw the note about him hitting .296 over his last 9 games. Jurickson getting things turned around a little bit. Now ball is short. Gregorius takes it to second, and ahead of the sliding Murphy gets the force. And that will do it. But A.J. Pierzynski, with his 12th home run of the year, gets the Rangers on the board. A run on 2 hits and 1 left. We'll go to the third. Rangers 1. Diamondbacks nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Unlimited grilled chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, nachos, peanuts, popcorn, and soft drinks, all for one low price. The all-you-can-eat menu is served in the air-conditioned upper home run porch grill. Get your tickets today at TexasRangers.com, or you can call 972-RANGERS.
Waiting for the umpire.
There we go.
Had a long-distance call.
Andy Gonzalez coming back out onto the field. I don't think I've ever seen an umpire wear that headgear that he has on there, that one-piece mask and helmet.
Yeah, I noticed it the other day.
Did you?
One of them had it on, and I thought to myself, that was the first time I'd seen it, too.
Well, you paid closer attention than I did.
Well, I just happened to notice. I don't know how.
Darvish going to work here in the third inning to Tuffy Goswitch, who is making his major league debut tonight. Called up as Miguel Montero got put on the disabled list by the Diamondbacks. Goswitch called up from AAA by Arizona, and he takes a little bit low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Got to be a pretty good thrill for him. Get an opportunity to face you, Darvish.
And he's catching a guy in Zeke Sproul that he worked with at AAA quite a lot. Pitch high and tight. Gets away from Darvish again all the way to the backstop. It's 2-1. Ghostwish, the third player in Diamondbacks history to come out of Arizona State University and play for Arizona at the big league level. And Willie Bloomquist came out and had that honor. Dick Gilmore also in that group. The 2-1. Check swing foul, and the count is even. Ghostwish grew up in the Phoenix area. Matter of fact, his dad was the head groundskeeper for Arizona State when he was in college there. Breaking ball popped up. Foul territory. Brzezinski and Moreland coming in. But that ball into the dugout. AJ clunking into the microphone down there. Hope he didn't hurt himself. Didn't really have time to look where he was at the corner and kind of ran into the padded corner of that photographer's bag.
Well, Ghostwish has played 8 years in the minor leagues. He's 29 years old. And there had to have been a lot of times over that 8-year period where he wondered if he'd ever get a chance to play in the big leagues. But he stuck with it. And at 29 years old, he's getting his chance now.
The 2-2 pitch.
A lot of guys so far in this game have missed that breaking ball, both of them that he's fouled off, so he's hanging in there. He's a career, coming into this season anyway, .234 hitter in the minor league. That's kind of a hanger, though. That really wasn't quite the same one that Martin Prado saw.
Darvish back to the plate. And this one put in play to shallow center. Kinsler going out, making the call in front of Leonis Martin, puts it away. And that is the first out tonight recorded other than a strikeout. Now Gerardo Parra coming up. Before we see him, let's take time for a Mazda game break. Here's John Radigan.
Bud Norris scratched by Houston yesterday, traded to Baltimore. Guess what? Faces Houston today. No secrets here. Brett Wallace takes Norris deep to right. Solo shot in the second. No wild card implications in this game. Houston helping out the Rangers early, guys.
All right, John, thank you. What do they say about in baseball? What goes around comes around. Well, that didn't take long for it to come around. First pitch to Gerardo Parra. It's an off-speed pitch. It stays wide. There's the wild card race that we're talking about in the American League. Rangers battling with Cleveland and Baltimore, and right now, anyway. Parra, a strikeout in the first inning. Looks at that slow breaking ball. It is 1-1. Parra, 7 home runs, 28 driven in. Another breaking ball, harder variety. That bites off a large chunk of that inside corner. It's 1-2. Interleague has been kind to Gerardo Parra. You can see he's got a .333 10-game interleague hit streak. Darvish ready for the 1-2 pitch. Out of play to the left.
He was having to throw a lot of pitches. Even in this inning, he's already thrown 11 pitches.
And it's a warm night, up over 100 degrees still. And one thing about Yu Darvish, though, he's extremely well conditioned. Fastball, call strike 3. Knee high. Parra didn't think so. But he will walk back to the dugout. That is strikeout number 7 for Darvish.
Probably one of those pitches that's borderline touching the bottom of the strike zone.
Almost.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch to hit right there.
You know, Manny Gonzalez, the home plate umpire, didn't exactly please Gerardo Parra with that call. But Darvish, 7 strikeouts of the 8 outs recorded tonight. Here's Adam Eaton, who had the first base hit against Darvish. It was a single to left field in the first. He takes high for ball one. Tom told you, Eaton on the disabled list for the first half of the season. 1-1 the count. Had a strained left elbow, and he'd been put on the disabled list the last week of March in spring training, and finally got back off the disabled list on the 9th of July.
Kurt Gibson's yelling at the umpire from the bench.
Breaking ball is inside. 2-1 now the count. I think Gibby would qualify as a grizzled veteran.
Yeah.
Both in appearance and in demeanor.
Yep.
2-1 pitch. Darvish featuring a variety of off-speed pitches here tonight. You remember the first two times that Darvish pitched after he came off the disabled list since the All-Star break. A lot of fastballs and up over 60% fastballs, in that effect. He's gone back tonight to throwing a majority breaking ball. Got him swinging. And that's been the effect most of the time. First time tonight that Darvish sets the Diamondbacks down in order. We finished 2.5, Rangers 1, Arizona 0 on Fox Sports Southwest. You buy your Texas Ford dealers. Don't miss the Ford Summer Spectacular featuring blockbuster deals. Now playing at your best in Texas Ford dealer. And by Jack in the Box. Go big with Jack's really big chicken sandwich combos. Now on we go to inning number 3, the bottom half. It's the Rangers 1, the Diamondbacks 0. Mitch Moreland, the number 9 man to start things off against Zeke Sproul. And Mitch takes outside for ball 1. Moreland hit in each of the last 2 games. Now he has that average up to 242 and 14 home runs with 40 driven in. Sproul with the 1-0 pitch. And that's low and outside. Well, the only hitter that Sproul's gotten behind on tonight, A.J. Przinsky, took him deep, and now he's gotten behind Moreland, who has that same potential. See Mitch, though, really struggling since the All-Star break. Under 100. And ball 3 is high. So Mitch trying to start things off by getting aboard against Sproul. Will take the Rangers then back to the top of the order for Leonis Martin. Sproul to the wind, the 3-0 pitch coming. Now 3-1. Sproul's next offering popped up down the left field line. That will be back about 7 rows out of play.
Had a couple of birthdays to get to, Buzz. In fact, more than a couple. To start with Mary Jo Rhodes from Irving, 80 years old today. Florence Parasolidi from Irving is 82 years old. Betty Jo Cross from Denton is 82. Olita Burris from Wellman, Texas is also 82. Sharing the same birthday. Bill Worthington from Gatesville is 88.
Drive high and deep to right field. There she goes. Goodbye. Mitch Moreland with his 15th home run of the year. The Rangers lead 2-0.
Well, Mitch got to see a lot of pitches before he had to swing. He saw the single several times. He fouled one off, got one down, and just launched it to right field. Second home run for the Rangers. And the long ball continues to be a big part of the offense in this homestand.
And this is team home run number 126 for the year.
Down and in. Mitch, over the last 5 or 6 games, has had a couple of balls similar to that he just missed. He hit right to the warning track, one in Cleveland up against the wall. That one he got enough of, even though it was very high.
Leonis Martin taking the second straight breaking ball, and that's a little bit low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Rangers bombs away here in this homestand. 4 games, and they have left the yard on a consistent basis. Good rip by Leonis Martin, but he fouled it back. It's 1-2. How about the bat speed on this one, Tom?
94.
94. 96.
I'm underestimating the high flies.
Now the 1-2 from Spruill. High and tight. And the count evens. Well, Adrian Beltre, who saw one last night, clapping immediately. Yep, that one's gone. I know those when I see them. The 2-2 to Martin. Call strike 3. Backdoor breaking ball, and Leonis is going to say something to Manny Gonzalez, to no avail.
If the pitch to Parra was a strike, then that one had to be a strike. So Manny Gonzalez is calling the low strike down and away to the left-hand hitters, at least to the last couple of hitters. See how close that is to the one Prado had. That one was actually a little closer to the strike zone, but in the same general location, down and away. When that pitch right there is called a strike, most of the hitters will look at the umpire. It just feels like a hard pitch to hit. It is, but that one there definitely did touch the strike zone.
0-1 the count to Elvis. Now it's 0-2. Spruill right back to getting ahead of hitters. Elvis struck out his first time. It took only 3 pitches to get him. See Anderson, a pretty good roll. 26 of the last 28 games. I've seen the Rangers shortstop reach base safely. 1-2 as that fastball sails well high out of the strike zone.
Got 3 people with the same birthday today. Bill Worthington from Gatesville, Richard Rux from Seagoville, and Bob White from Fort Worth are all 88 years old today. Happy birthday, guys.
They ought to get together. Maybe we can get a deal, a group deal on a party.
Yeah, why not? Mary Barnett from Peoria, Texas is 91. Roselle Caven from Granbury is 95. Ivan Parsons from Brownwood is 90 years old today.
2-2 pitch. Line drive down the left field line. It's hooking and going foul. Foul by about a foot. And let's look at the Phantom Cam, the shot of Mitch Moreland's home run. Not a whole lot of recoil on that. Got that down toward the trademark, maybe a little bit from where the real sweet spot is, but still plenty to get it out of here.
Last birthday we have is Darlene Gentry from Van Buren, Arkansas. Darlene is 87 years old today, and she is the grandmother of Ranger Craig Gentry. So happy birthday, Darlene. Should have told Craig when we were going to do it so we could look at him on the Ranger bench and he could wave to you. But I know he wishes you a happy birthday today, along with the rest of us.
Well, the count has gone full to Elvis. Zeke Spruill back to the plate. And the ball hit high in the air to left field. Going back is Ross. Still going back at the track and makes the catch. Elvis got that not quite enough. Sounded like it was down toward the end of the bat just a little bit. And flies out. There are now 2 away for Ian Kinsler. You can see left fielders still having a little problem with the sun. Ross wearing those flip down glasses that are down all the time. No, those aren't flip downs. Take it back. That was eye black off to the side. You got the regular sunglasses on out there. Now here's Ian, who tapped right back to the mound his first time. He takes a strike.
Buzz, I want to say hi to my friend Ken Kalka, a golfing buddy. He's recovering from some recent surgery, doing well. Ken, I hope you're watching tonight, and I hope you're right back on the golf course soon.
And Ian Kinsler bounces one through the hole on the left side.
The last person I want to say hi to tonight is my friend Bill Harvey. Bill used to be one of the Ranger owners back in the Brad Corbett days. Bill's at the game sitting in the owner's suite today with his son and other people. Bill's son is part of the current Ranger ownership group. Don't know if you guys have the sound down there, but Bill, I hope you're doing well. Glad you're out at the ballpark. I know how much you love the Rangers.
1 on, 2 out. Adrian Beltre takes outside for ball 1.
Rick Renner's birthday? He's not 80 years old.
Yeah, we can't. We can't talk about his birthday.
I can't talk about your birthday. You're not 80 years old, Rick.
Hey,
sorry.
today's Emily Jones's birthday too.
Really?
I can't tell you her age because
well, I know it's not 80.
I'm 10 years older than her.
Wow.
Holy
well, you
cow.
look good for 10 years older. Emily's probably in her late 20s, somewhere around there. Well, happy birthday, Em. Hope you're watching too. And happy birthday, Rick.
Yeah.
Everybody's got birthdays, man. This is the biggest day of the year. We need to have a cake up here. Oh, no, we can't talk about food. Sorry.
You know there's going to be
When
one
I
before
said
the end
cake,
of the
5 people just almost had a heart attack watching the game.
1 ball, 1 strike to Adrian. Strikeout, his first time to the plate, so 313 the average. Got Kinsler at first. Ian stepping off his lead as Spruill comes set. And Beltre pops it up. Left side of the infield, Eric Chavez, the third baseman. Makes the grab, battle to him. The Rangers get another run. A Mitch Moreland's leadoff home run. A run on 2 hits, they strand 1. After 3 in Arlington, the Rangers a pair of solos lead 2-0 on Fox Sports Southwest. Here on Fox Sports Southwest for Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. Well, you'd have to say so far the kids' experience out here tonight has been pretty good. A lot of food and a couple of runs, couple of home runs for the Rangers. Darvish leads 2-0. Paul Goldschmidt starting things off for Arizona here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, Goldschmidt saw 3 straight fastballs for his strikeout the first time up. Breaking ball the first pitch. Here's another fastball. Darvish definitely threw some fastballs in the first inning, but not quite as many since then.
Well, he's got Goldschmidt down in an 0-2 hole.
In fact, all 3 strikeouts in the first inning came on fastballs of various kinds.
Darvish ready, Goldschmidt waiting. The 0-2 pitch. Well, that breaking ball didn't miss by much.
How do you lay off that pitch?
I don't have any idea. That could be something Darvish was asking himself.
Yeah, I mean, that's a strikeout pitch right there. He just didn't get the swing. It was pretty close to being a strike. Could have been a strike.
Now the 1-2 coming from the Ranger right-hander. Fastball, call strike 3.
The one before it wasn't a strike. That one was.
Turned him into a statue at home plate. That is strikeout number 9 for Darvish. How do you do that? 3 1/3 innings, you got 9 strikeouts.
He's lucky they're not hitting him.
Yeah.
He's throwing them and they're swinging and missing at him. Yeah, that's definitely a strike too. That's a better pitch than the one before, all the way in the strike zone. Man.
Now here's Eric Chavez, who went down swinging also in the first inning. Takes ball 1. Yeah, you say Darvish is lucky. He picks the right night to pitch. He picks the night to pitch when the other guys aren't going to hit.
Yeah.
Same thing Nolan Ryan used to do.
Those strikeout pitchers, they throw it and the other team just swings and misses at it. They just don't hit it.
Nolan always picked the nights to pitch, or tried to anyway, when the other team wasn't going to get any hits. 2-0 the count to Eric Chavez. Ripping a foul back, and it's 2-1. For leaderboard tonight. And we're looking at career strikeout for Ranger pitchers in Rangers history per 9 innings. And Darvish right there at the top of the class, almost 11 per 9 innings. Joe Nathan next. Nolan Ryan 10.06 per 9 innings. And you get up over a strikeout per 9 innings for a length of time, you've done something. Big swing and miss. That a sharp breaking curveball, and it's 2-2.
Before you can be mentioned in the same sentence with Big Tex, you're going to have to throw 200 innings in a season.
That's right.
And, you know, that's down the road.
The 2-2.
Wow.
Call strike 3, and Chavez knew it. There is punch out number 10. And I'll tell you what, we may be looking at something really special here tonight.
If he can stay in the game, keep his pitch count down. The only guy that's made contact is Tuffy Ghostwish. His first major league at bat. Popped up a breaking ball.
This is Yu Darvish 16th career game now that he's had over, or has had 10 or more strikeouts in. 16 games. And this would be a career start number 50.
There's only 10 American League pitchers who have had 3 14 strikeout games in 1 year. The latest was Pedro Martinez. He did it in '99 and 2000. I don't know if anyone's ever had 4. I just know there's only been 10 that have had 3. Guess we'll find out if he gets 14 tonight, though.
I'm sure that John Blake and Rich Rice and the crew are busily looking things up. A fastball strike to Cody Ross. It's 1-2.
Well, I guess the only thing you would say watching this is how in the world they get 2 hits. And both hits were hit hard, too.
Good question.
Ross and Eaton both hit shots.
Good question. The 1-2 pitch.
How to catch that ball? A lot of questions tonight.
96 and was a little short.
He put his glove down, it bounced right in his glove.
That's right. A 2-2 to Ross. Well, the Kia K zone out in left field, busy tonight. They have been using those K cards. There they are. So far, 10 of them. Do I hear 11? Oh, a little tapper to first. Moreland will take it to the bag, and that'll do it. So only 2 strikeouts in the inning, but 10 for the game. And Yu Darvish has done that part again. 3 up, 3 down in the 4th after 3.5. Rangers leading 2-0. Man starting off the Ranger 4th inning. Got the first one. That would be A.J. Pierzynski. It'll be Pierzynski, Cruz, and Murphy to do the swinging against Zeke Spruill here in the 4th inning. We're going to be talking a lot about strikeouts, too, as time goes on, because Yu Darvish has just been incredible tonight. Here's a swing and a miss from his battery mate, A.J. Pierzynski. A.J. now hitting at .275. He has a dozen home runs for the year, 38 RBI. That thing is shattered, a slow roller out to second. Prado on to first, out number 1. Pretty good jam shot for A.J.
Well, he's got one 415 feet, and then he's got this one. A.J. swings at a lot of pitches inside, and so he's going to hit a lot of balls off the handle like that. I'll take one of those for a 415 foot home run too.
If you have to trade off that way, that's okay.
1 for 2. Take that every day.
Now Nelly Cruz pop out to short his first time. And he hits a scorched round ball to short. Gregorius has it. And there are 2 out here in the Ranger 4th inning. Now a Phantom Cam, the ultra slow-mo shot of that broken bat.
You'll see why it breaks. The ball hit almost below the trademark. Anytime a fastball hits the bat right there, it's going to break. Look at that piece floating in midair.
That's getting part of the bat knocked out of your hand.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It's flying.
The 2 outs. David Murphy takes ball 1. Murph had a solid line drive single to right his first time up there. 223 the average for the Ranger left fielder. And he hits one deep to right center field. Look out of the bullpen. Goodbye. David Murphy, his 12th home run of the year. The Rangers lead 3-0.
The first time up, David hit a rope to right field, and we both said, too bad he didn't get it up in the air a little bit. That would have gone a long way. Well, that time he had the same swing, the same pitch, and he did get it up in the air. And the ball went all the way over the Ranger bullpen. That's where the first one would have gone, too. He got it up in the same way. Rangers using the home run ball. 3 solo shots. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one right there to have success with.
2 outs for Jurickson Profar. He takes a strike. Well, that was hit a little more solidly than either Moreland's or Brzezinski's. He had that terrible sound of bat meeting the ball.
I'm saying this one had to be 100.
Okay. There you go. You're getting it now.
101.3.
You're calibrating.
Like a radio station.
You're calibrating your swing meter pretty well now.
I'm starting to get it. Well, getting more chances. You have to have a sample size.
That's true.
Get more reps.
2-1 the count to Profar, who grounded into a fielder's choice in the second. Sproul back to the plate. With a base hit to right for Jurickson Profar. So in each of the last 3 innings, the Rangers have had a solo home run and a base hit. Now Mitch Moreland, who had the solo home run last inning.
First baseman, Mitch Moreland.
6 hits now for the Rangers tonight. And again, the offense, unfortunately, not a lot of people on when the home runs have happened, but that's okay. You keep hitting solo shots, eventually you're going to get somebody on to make it a non-solo shot. Mitch had 15 home runs, 41 driven in. Moreland now 3 for his last 5 times to the plate. Off speed, and that catches the lower part of the strike zone. It's 0-1. Profar stepping off his lead at first. Zeke Sproul studying the signs, and the right-hander comes set. Snap throw over to first, drives Profar back. Sproul's a big guy. It looks like he's a pretty good athlete, though. He goes 6 feet 5 inches tall and just under 200 pounds. Looks like he has pretty quick feet. Now the 0-1 pitch coming. Cued off the end of the bat past the Diamondbacks dugout, and Mitch now down on the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Moreland, since coming back off the disabled list, this is his 36th game, is hitting under 165 prior to tonight. And the solo home run is 3rd in those 35 games. Hopefully getting back on a hot streak. Now time called. It's tired of waiting as Sproul took a little too long in the stretch. Profar leaning as he gets off the bag. He's going. The pitch hits Moreland. Well, it takes a stolen base away from Jurickson Profar, who had second stolen base if he's standing up. But it puts Moreland on with the hit batter. And now runners at first and second with 2 outs for Leonis Martin.
You're going to get hit by a pitch. That's the one that you want to hit you, the slow breaking ball. Short ball, Mitch Doesn't do a whole lot to get out of the way of this one. Tries to turn away from it a little bit. He recognized that it wasn't going to hurt very much. Said, hey, I got 2 strikes. I'm going to take one for the team right here.
Yeah, that's an easy one to take for the team if you can do it.
Yeah.
Now 2 on, 2 out. Leonys Martin up there for the 3rd time tonight in 4 innings. Got Profar at second, Moreland at first. Rangers trying to add to their 3-0 lead. Pretty well hit right field. Going back is Parra, still going back, it's over his head. One hopping off the wall. Profar scores. Here comes Moreland. On to third goes Martin, the slide. He is out. Finally, Gorman finally signaling out, but the 2 runs count as Martin tagged out somewhere around third base, and that does it. But the Rangers add 3 more in the inning on 3 hits and nobody left. After 4 complete, it's now the Rangers 5 and the Diamondbacks nothing. A solo home run. Leonys Martin, watch how this play ends.
Well, he's definitely safe at third. I think he's still safe. I don't think he ever tagged him.
Missed him.
Never touched him. That's Martin knows he didn't get tagged.
Yeah.
That's why he's getting ready to get in a rundown.
Maybe there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, what Brian Gorman thought it was right there. That's where he called him out. But in any event,
so what's that? A double or a triple?
2-run double. They scored a double.
It's got to be a triple.
Yeah.
He was safe at third.
I agree.
Triple caught stealing.
First pitch of the 5th inning is skied to center field by Martin Prado. That is out number 1.
Well, he's definitely safe. He's definitely safe at third.
There's a triple.
There's a triple.
Now this is a pickoff.
All right, where does he touch him? Does he touch him there? I don't know about that.
That's what Gorman said he touched. That's where Brian Gorman said he touched him.
Tough one to argue because we can't tell. He's right on top of it, so I got to go with Brian on that one.
Well, Leonys Martin, a couple of RBI, and what is for now a double.
I'm writing down triple.
Maybe change. Okay.
Since my scorebook's not official, I rule that that's a triple.
That makes you feel better if you do that.
So
I'm all for it.
You guys write down whatever you want.
I got a triple.
I'm going with triple.
Mark McLemore joining us.
He's
going to be the referee in this thing as we get going. Back, of course, the co-host of Rangers Live before and after the ball game. You're doing much better tonight, Mac, than you have the last couple of nights. Couldn't quite get the offense and the pitching together the last couple of nights. Tonight you have it together.
Well, I just wanted to get it done early tonight instead of waiting for the dramatics in the 9th inning. 3 nights in a row. I don't know if I can handle 4 in a row.
I know what you mean. It's been some crazy stuff. Great to see. I mean, you can't get better baseball, I don't think. More exciting baseball than what we've seen the last 3 nights. And here tonight, too, has been good.
No, you really can't. I mean, who would have ever thought 3 walk-offs, not just walk-offs, but home runs?
Yeah.
I can't remember ever seeing 3 walk-offs, let alone home runs.
And then we come out tonight, and Darvish has decided to break out everything in the arsenal, and he has struck out 11 through 4 2/3 innings. How do you do that?
He's good.
Yeah, he is.
I think he's feeling a little confident right now. What do you think?
I think so.
In everything.
He punched out 14 of them the last time he faced him, gave up 4 runs.
That's incredible. 3 balls have been put in play for outs tonight. A fly ball and a ground ball weekly and a pop-up. That's been it. Everything else has been strikeouts. A couple of singles mixed in, but just to break up the monotony. Gregorius fouls it off to the left, and it's no balls and a strike. Gregorius struck out his first time up there. Josh Coleminter, hard-throwing right-hander, loosening in the Arizona bullpen. As Darvish misses low and inside, it is 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, it's officially a double, I guess.
Okay. That may change. You never know. Makes a difference because that would be the 6th triple for Leonys Martin, and he's up among the league leaders in that. Good breaking ball to the back door, and it's 1-2 now to Gregorius. The Leones, they will not take the 2 RBI away or change those.
The only thing they had to make sure that Mitch scored before he got tagged out, and he did.
Yep. Darvish looking to make it an even dozen. 1-2, the count to Gregorius. Top foul. And we'll try it again in a ball and 2 strikes. I'm talking about Darvish with the 10-plus strikeout games. 16th of his career, but it's also not only the most as far as Rangers are concerned this year, it's the most in Major League Baseball since the start of last year. Pitch fouled down. Since the start of 2012, those 16 games of 10 or more strikeouts are 7 more than the next closest, and that'd be Max Scherzer. Wow, Scherzer had 9, and that's amazing. Again, the 1-2. Off the end of the bat, up the middle, a base hit by Ian Kinsler. And Gregorius, a 2-out single. Just the 3rd base hit of the night for the Diamondbacks. No 2 outs. No swish coming up, and let's say hello to Jim Knox again, Jim.
I appreciate it, Buzz. We have a problem here in the strikeout zone. I think these guys are running out of Ks, but the good news is the fraternity of the SAE from TCU is here in case. What's this all about?
We're all good. We got some freshmen here from TCU. We're running out of K signs because you's pitching a great game, but we got some guys making some more in the back, so we should be good for about 20 more.
20 more. All right, let's keep those guys making these Ks. Let's go. All right, Buzz.
I've got a story if he punches out 20 more, boy.
Yeah, sure do.
Puts in about the 17th inning.
Go swish, takes a strike.
No, we don't.
And he's at about 340 pitches.
Go switch and pop up his first time up there. As Gregorius, the runner at first. 2 outs. Darvish now will drive Gregorius back with a throw. I mentioned Go switch in his first major league game. Catching tonight, Zeke Spruill, who he had caught at AAA. Tries to get out of the way.
How did he foul that ball off?
That looked like it was going to hit him.
That ball came straight back, too. I had no idea where that ball was till I caught it out of the corner of my eye right in front of me. Man. That's a hack right there.
Yeah.
Between that swing and Prado's swing, boy.
That was a good one.
0-2 the count. A little bit low. Ball and 2 strikes. Well, the good part, Darvish has cut down his pitch count. You remember he was 45 through the first couple of innings and well into the 60s after 3. And he's cut that down quite a bit and not cut down on the strikeouts much. Still punching people out. The 1-2. Call strike 3. There's an even dozen for you. 12 strikeouts through 5. Diamondbacks a hit and a runner left. Halfway through the game, the Rangers 5, the Diamondbacks nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Big 3-game series with the A's in Oakland. It's coming up this Saturday at 2:30 p.m. We're set to go to the bottom of inning number 5, and a new pitcher on the hill is Josh Colementor, summoned by Kirk Gibson to take over for Zeke Spruill.
Colementor's having a nice season. 2.75 ERA, a lot of innings too. 30 games, 59 innings. So he's not just a situational reliever. He comes in and gives you innings. Long man. Opponents are only hitting 206 against him.
Colementor, 15th round choice by the Diamondbacks back in the 2007 draft. Came up originally in 2011 and kind of a swing man, a spot starter, long man. He's in here to face Elvis Andrus, and the first pitch is high for ball one. Andrus 0 for 2 tonight, so that 13-game hitting streak on the line for Elvis as we go forward. 2-0 the count. Elvis has struck out and flied to deep left field. He sent Cody Ross, the left fielder, back to almost the wall in front of the out-of-town scoreboard. There's a strike. It's 2-1. Elvis, a .252 hitter. Big overhand hook. That drops in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Out of play to the right.
You know who he looks like a little bit when he lets go of the ball. See if it reminds you of a famous pitcher. Not early in the windup, but like right when he gets his arm back and he lets go of the ball.
Okay. My memory's not real good, but I'll take a look
Right
at it.
there.
Yeah, who does that look like?
Jack
Elvis.
Morris.
Jack Morris. That's a good one. Yeah, he does. Elvis wouldn't agree with you, but that's okay. He didn't like what he saw. Strikeout. Elvis gone. Ian Kinsler coming up. Time for a Mazda game break with John Radigan. John?
Pirates start today with a 3.5-game lead in the Central Division of the National League. A 2-out single in the 4th inning for John Jay. The Cardinals take a 4-0 lead.
Thank you, John. 1 ball, no strikes. Ian Kinsler, 1 for 2. Signaled his last time up. He takes high. Bowman, a lot of cutters. Basically a cutter changeup type pitcher. Dropping that overhand curveball. Kinsler skies it to right field. Parra jogging in a couple of steps, makes the grab. That's out number 2. It'll bring up Adrian Beltre.
Third baseman Adrian Beltre.
Adrian looking for his first hit tonight. He has struck out and popped out to third. Mac, is what you're seeing from the ball club right now something they can sustain, or is it? Never mind. I'll ask you as we go on. I'm gonna take it for granted that you would have said, yeah, they can sustain it.
You're not going to get the answer to that question for about 10 more days.
It's going to be fun in Oakland. All right. Nothing going for the Rangers. We finished 5. Matt, thanks very much for joining us. We'll get your answer on Rangers Live tonight. 5-0 Texas. The all-new Mazda 6. When you change everything, you change everything. Nice crowd on hand for this makeup game that came rescheduled from the last week in May. Arizona and the Rangers played a home-and-home series, 2 in Arizona, which the Diamondbacks won on that doubleheader. And then they traded ballparks, and the first game was rained out. The Diamondbacks coming back on what was supposed to be an off day for both teams. Rangers leading 5-0, top of the order to face Darvish here in the 6th inning. And Gerardo Parra, who has struck out both times that he has seen Darvish tonight, finds himself down in the count 0-1. Rangers 5 runs on 7 hits. Diamondbacks no runs on 3 hits. And Darvish with 12 strikeouts through the first 5 innings. Boy, he is just filthy tonight.
Wow. Bad night to be an Arizona hitter.
And you know, this is not an Arizona team who is prone to the strikeout. I mean, it's not like they've got a bunch of guys that are going to approach 200 strikeouts for the year. They have the 5th fewest strikeouts offensively of any team in the National League. And Darvish making them really pay the price tonight. 0-2 pitch on the way. That's out of play down the left side. Hughes' next pitch will be his 90th. And there you can see how he's cut down a little bit since the 40 pitches in the first 2 innings. Been going down steadily ever since. Right-hander back to the plate. Got him swinging. Strikeout number 13.
At that one, that looked like, what, a cutter buzz? A slider?
Yeah, I'm going to say it was a slider. Just because I'm not sure, and I don't think Parr is sure either.
I know he's not sure.
I think it was a slider.
I think there's a lot of times the hitters go back to the bench and someone says, what was that you missed? And they said, I don't know.
I have no idea. Ball slapped out of play by Adam Eaton. We'll take a look on the Phantom cam, see if we can see that. That looks like a slider grip and release. So the fingers come off to the side a little bit, and a sideways spin. That had a little more sideways spin than a cut fastball would. 0-1 the count to Eaton, who is 1 for 2 tonight. And he is down in an 0-2 hole.
Watch out for the hook.
Yeah, but which one?
I'm saying the hard curve.
You going to the hard one?
Yeah, down and in.
Okay. We'll see if Eaton gets along with you. Darvish okays the sign. The right-hander is ready. Hey, with a fastball, and he struck both of you out. He'd thrown a strike. 97, so there's still plenty of fuel in that tank.
You know, it's almost like the time on the disabled list rejuvenated him.
Yeah.
His fastball's got more life, for sure, more velocity, too.
Beltray near the bag. Nice backhand by Adrian. Scooped out of the dirt by Mitch Moreland. Nice play on both ends.
One of those days, if you make contact, you go back to the bench feeling like you got a hit.
You're right. That's only the 4th out recorded other than a strikeout. And Eaton runs pretty well, so Adrian had to get rid of that pretty quickly.
It's play by Mitch. Didn't notice the short hop first time.
Now here's Paul Goldschmidt, who has struck out both times, and he's faced Darvish. And he takes that breaking ball to the outside corner. Goldschmidt, one of those guys tonight that Darvish has been able to do whatever he wanted to. He's thrown the fastball for a strike early in the count, or all the way through the count. He's thrown the breaking ball for a strike to get ahead and finish him off. That pitch outside. Goldschmidt having one of those nights where he's probably saying, why me? You know, why can't he make a mistake to me? 13 strikeouts, 2 groundouts, 2 flyouts. 1-1 pitch. 1-2. You know, the one pitch we haven't seen though tonight, Tom, has been that lollipop drop. Yeah.
I don't even want to see that one.
I agree.
Save that one.
Fastball called strike 3.
That's one of the best hitters in the National League right there.
And he turned him into a statue. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 14 for the game. He has tied his career high. 5-0 Rangers after 5.5. Brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $600 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Bill Heisler from Ennis. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam during the inning, Bill Heisler from Ennis will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Well, we're waiting. Brian Gorman, the crew chief, went down into the tunnel momentarily, and now the home plate umpire, Manny Gonzalez, back out there. Getting
and Manny must be sick. I think he's gone down in the tunnel.
He has.
Every inning. Either that or it's just so hot he's going down maybe to get, you know, an ice pack on his neck for 2 or 3 minutes.
Get some fluids in him.
Yeah. That's a tough night to be behind the plate.
Yeah. A.J. Pierzynski with his third at bat of the night. He's leading off an inning for the second time in a row and takes the Colementor pitch in for strike one. Pierzynski got the Rangers started tonight in the scoring column. He had his 12th home run of the year back in the second inning. Fouls that next pitch right off his fist. And the count moves to 0-2. Rangers with 3 solo home runs tonight. They now have 127 as a team this year. They were 4th coming into play tonight in the American League. A.J. again. That ball can't hit him more than an inch or two above his hands.
Yeah, that one almost hit his hand, I think.
Colementor in his second inning of work. And A.J. chops one foul outside first. We will try it again at no balls and 2 strikes. Rangers with 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 3 in the fourth inning tonight. They chased Zeke Spruill from the game. Spruill in his first major league start, not appearance, but start, when 4 innings allowed all 5 runs. They were earned on 7 hits. No walks, 3 strikeouts. That off-speed pitch very high. It's 1-2 to Pierzynski. Colementor back to the plate. Loop to center field. Hard charging is Eaton. That's going to fall for a base hit. Well, A.J. has his second knock. A leadoff single here in the 6th inning, and it brings up Nelson Cruz. And before Nelly steps in, let's go down and say hello to Rick Renner. Rick?
Hey, guys, we were wondering how they're going to follow up the back-to-back-to-back walk-off wins, but then we have Darvish tonight. But there's a new celebration that is hitting the Metroplex after a home run when you get a walk-off. You see the jersey disappears between third and home. No one's fessed up to it, but the equipment guys are not happy.
Maybe I'll make sure when we get to San Francisco tonight that their luggage won't make it to the room, and when it does make it, I'll put a note on there. If you started this button ripping, shirt tearing off celebration, that maybe you ought to think twice about doing it again and think about us.
Hey, everything always points to Elvis Andrus, the ambassador of fun on this team, but we heard that Derek Collin was walking around with a handful of buttons after last night, guys. I'll keep monitoring this story as it develops.
Yeah, Rick, keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on your buttons, too. You never know what's being down there by the dugout. Maybe a little too close.
You don't want to get on the bad side of the equipment manager.
That's right. Especially when
ask Juan Gonzalez when he went to Cooperstown.
Yeah.
Didn't like the pants.
0-2 to Nelson Cruz. Now 1-2. Cruz tonight has popped out to short and grounded to short. 0 for 2, hitting .273. Colementor, a long look in, and the right-hander's ready. Modest lead for A.J. Pierzynski at first. Fouled off. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Cruz has faced Colementor one other time besides tonight. Struck out against him the first time he faced him. Right-hander ready once again. Got him swinging. A nasty changeup from Colementor, and he gets his second strikeout. One gone. Here comes David Murphy. Murph 2 for 2 tonight. Blasted his 12th home run of the year last time up. Hit it over the Ranger bullpen in right center field. Pierzynski, a modest lead from first. And Murph pops up the first pitch. That's out of play over the Ranger dugout. It's 0-1. In the 4th inning, David Murphy. We have liftoff, folks. Missed 2 balls tonight that Murphy has hit right on the screws. First one he didn't get any altitude on. It was a single. That one he got up in the air. It threatened not to come down. 0-1. Now 1-1. Murphy has had a couple of at bats against Colemeter. He is 1 for 2, and that one would be a home run. Next pitch to him. Hit well to left field. Ross started in, now retreats a few steps. Makes the catch back to first. Goes Brzezinski. There, 2 gone for Jurickson Profar. Well, that's 3 good at bats for David Murphy as far as hitting the ball squarely. He lined that sharply to left field. So that's a good sign for Murphy. Profar singled and scored his last time up. That was back in the 4th inning. So over Jurickson, that average continuing to climb up to 247 now. Colemeter nods in agreement. A letter high set. Shot foul off the screen in front of the Ranger dugout down the first base side. It is 0-1. Profar a single the only time he faced Colemeter this year. Josh Colemeter, a 27-year-old out of Homer, Michigan. 3rd major league campaign, and he misses high. The count moves to 1-1. Colemeter a check of first, and the pitch to Profar. Off speed, got the outside corner. 1-2 the count. Now the next pitch coming from the Diamondbacks right-hander. 2-2 to Profar. Colemeter last year, 28 ball games with Arizona. He had 11 of them were starts. He went 5-3 at a 369 earned run average. The 2-2 pitch. Brzezinski on the move. And he is going to steal second, standing. I'll tell you what, the Ranger battery tonight's having a great night. If Darvish and now Brzezinski is stand-up stolen base.
Well, he showed everyone on the team that likes to steal bases how to get a jump, that's for sure.
I wonder if you have to be quiet over there when you do that so he doesn't notice you.
Just say to Elvis, how many bases have you stolen standing up this year?
There you go. Now the count is 3-2 to Profar. Brzezinski now in scoring position. Profar bangs one to right field. Retreating as Parra has a play just shy of the track and makes the catch. Well, the Rangers get a hit, but strand a runner. We have finished 6 in Arlington. Rangers 5, Diamondbacks nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. A career-high tying 14 strikeouts in the first 6 innings. He has allowed just 3 hits while shutting out the Diamondbacks. Meanwhile, his offensive partners have helped the cause by getting 5 runs on 8 hits. Solo home runs by his battery mate, A.J. Brzezinski, Mitch Moreland, and David Murphy. Well, it has been an all-around outstanding night for the Rangers as they try to make it 4 in a row as they head to Oakland for a very big weekend series.
And Darvish has thrown over 70% strikes today. He's still going to be at 100 pitches after the second pitch.
The first pitch to Eric Chavez is outside for ball 1. Chavez has struck out both times that he has faced Yu Darvish. Once swinging and once called. loops this one to left field. Murphy coming on. He's going to have to play it on a hop. Darvish just waited on that breaking ball and looped it to left. That's the 4th hit of the night. First time the Diamondbacks have had their leadoff man aboard since the 2nd inning. Chavez aboard, and now Cody Ross, who has put the ball in play both times tonight. That is a rarity. Matter of fact, he is the only Diamondback hitter that can say that. Ross, a single and a ground ball to first. We mentioned Darvish with 14 strikeouts. This is the 4th time that he has had a game of 14 strikeouts. Never has exceeded that in his major league career. Saw the note, the Ranger record for strikeouts in a game, 16 by Nolan Ryan. Nelly Cruz toward the line in right field, makes the grab. That's out number 1. Chavez back to first, and Martin Prado will come up. And Darvish not only trying to establish a new high in strikeouts, but he's also trying to win his 10th game and keep the Rangers on a positive roll. Prado 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly ball to center. .261 the average for the Diamondback second baseman. Takes strike 1.
You might want to go back and swing at that one.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to see that one again. That was 89 miles an hour right down the middle of the plate. Prado's thinking back to that swing that he had to strike out in the 2nd inning.
0-1 pitch. And 0-2. Go from 89 to 93 and paint the black on the outside corner. Boom. Darvish ready. The 0-2 pitch. A little bit low. Otto out thinking about what Darvish had featured before in a similar count. You okays the sign from Brzezinski. The 1-2 pitch. Sharp breaking ball. That was the strikeout pitch he was going for. 2-2 now. A check of Chavez at first. The 2-2 pitch coming. Base hit to left field. Murphy over to cut it off. He will hold Chavez to second. So a pair of hits in the inning as Darvish hung a couple of pitches in the frame, and Diamondbacks have capitalized on it. Pair of singles, 2 on with 1 out. And let's go over and say hello to Jim Knox again. Jim.
All right, Buzz, another new food item here at the ballpark. How about this? The Mitch Witch Wild, named after Mitch Moreland, of course. Look at this, fresh off the grill. It's got venison and buffalo meat, plenty of cheese, sourdough bread, grilled onions. Snow, the chef, just cooked it up. How many of these can you eat, big guy?
I think I can only take one.
What? Come on, that's on a full stomach for you. I tell you what, this one goes to our producer, Kurt Dykert. Snow, he could probably put down at least 5 of these. Kurt, coming your way.
I don't think even Kirk could eat 5 of those things.
That'd be tough.
That's a masterpiece.
That is. The Mitch Witch, I like that. It's good. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Jason Kubel, the designated hitter, is the batter. Darvish, for the first time tonight, looking like he's struggling just a bit. To left center field, Murphy in a hurry. David, nice running catch for out number 2. Actually, that ball slicing back toward Murph just a little bit too, and made it a little bit easier play. Neil Kotz, major left-hander, loosening in the bullpen. So 2 on, 2 outs now. Didi Gregorius, who is 1 for 2. Will step in. Gregorius, a strikeout in the second, a single to center in the 5th inning. Got Chavez at second, Prado at first. Darvish with his 109th pitch of the night. He leaves it high for ball 1. Tony Sipp, the left-hander, boosting in the Arizona bullpen. Backdoor hook. It's a ball and a strike. Gregorius, the National League, up among the league leaders for rookie statistics. He's 3rd in average with 277, 3rd in on-base percentage. Off the end of the bat, shallow center, Profar going back, has the play and makes the grab. No strikeouts in the inning, but no runs either. No runs on 2 hits, 2 left. Darvish off the mound, and the Rangers with a 5-0 lead as we take the stretch. For hosting clients or employees, and the suites can turn a game with family and friends into a very special occasion. For your group of 10 to 200 to watch a Rangers game in style, visit TexasRangers.com/suites or call 972-RANGERS. Tony Sipp, the left-hander, becomes the 3rd pitcher tonight employed by Kirk Gibson and the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Sipp's got an opponent's batting average very good, 229, a lot of strikeouts, 36 in 31 innings. His ERA is a little high at 4.06, and the reason probably the walks, 17 walks in 31 innings.
Well, Tony Sipp, who Ranger fans and Ranger hitters remember from his days with the Cleveland Indians. Over here with Arizona for the first time as part of that freeway trade. Came over in December of this past year. Mitch Moreland will be the first to face him, and Sipp drops in a breaking ball for strike 1. Moreland 1 for 1 tonight. A solo home run. He was also hit by a pitch. He has scored twice. Mitch with the average at 244 as he bats here in the 7th inning. A little bit short. That ball about 3 feet short of home plate. Bounced in there. 1-1. Mitch 15 home runs, 41 RBI. Hopefully the last couple of nights and tonight have gotten Mitch going again. Rangers could really use him. And David Murphy. Seen both of them hit the ball well tonight and well in this series. Homestand, I should say. Fouled straight back. And the count moves to 1-2. Moreland facing Tony Sipp, the 29-year-old. Make that 30. He just turned 30 a few days ago. Out of Pascagoula, Mississippi. Originally a 45th round draft pick back in 2004 by the Cleveland Indians. Now time call. Moreland backing out. Sipp sets the 1-2 pitch. Chop foul just by Dave Anderson down the right field line. Still a ball and 2 strikes. The Rangers finishing up a brief homestand. Took the 3 from the Angels. They're trying to win their 4th on this stand as they have just the 1 game, a makeup game against the Diamondbacks. And it's out to the West Coast. Start of a very important road trip. 10 games on the next swing, all through the Western Division. The 11 days of Oakland, Anaheim, and Houston. 2-2 down to Moreland. I don't think you can quite put a make or break designation on this trip, but it's going to go a long way into deciding the look of the Western Division for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, the only way it's make or break is if you get swept.
Yep.
Same time, if you do the sweeping, it's almost a dead heat.
Chavez throws out Moreland. One away, and Leonis Martin coming up. Tony Sipp gets the first out. Now, tomorrow night, out in Oakland at Odotco Coliseum, Alexi Ogando and Tommy Malone will be the principals in that ball game. It'll be a 9 o'clock Central Time start. Be with you on TXA 21 as AT&T Uverse TV remind you.
You know, the Rangers are in the same position that the A's and the Angels have been in the last couple of years. Same time of year. Every time they play, wanting to have a good series to make up some ground. The A's did it last year. Farther behind than this.
Well, with 2 out, let's take time for a Mazda game break once again. Here's John Radigan. Thank you, John. 2 outs, bases empty here in the Rangers' 7th inning. Tony Sipp working quickly through the Ranger order thus far, and he's got Elvis Andrus at the plate now, who's 0 for 3. Ball 1. Leonis Martin getting some instruction on Washington. You would think that that's about the at-bat that he just had. Ron Washington believes very strongly in addressing something at the moment if he feels that it can help a player. And certainly what he was talking to Leonis about had to have been you go up there with 1 out and you want to see a pitch from Tony Sipp because you haven't faced him before. 2-0 pitch coming to Elvis. Down the right field line, that will twist back into the crowd out of play. Parra over to take a look, but it's well out of his reach. It's 2-1 now to Elvis. You see Leonis kind of a smile on his face, and Ron always leaving guys with something positive to chew on. Maybe one of the best instructors from both the physical and the mental side of the game that I've been around. Ron is extremely good at teaching the game of baseball. Rip and a miss by Elvis. It's 2-2 now. Andrus, again, that 13-game hitting streak, and it could very well be on the line right here. He is 0 for 3, a pair of strikeouts and a fly ball to left. Sipp set for the 2-2. The left center field dropping in a hurry and making a 14-game hitting streak. Elvis digging for 2. He is in standing. Well, a little late slide got him in there. And a bow to the crowd and to his teammates in the dugout.
The center fielders generally play Elvis way over in right center field. So if he hits anything to the left of second base without pulling it to the left fielder, there's a big gap out there. Check the phantom cam out. Probably hit it a little toward the end of the bat.
Yeah, a little vibration on that bat, kind of wiggling around, but got it in the right spot.
Yeah, big hole out there.
All Elvis needed to have was somebody associated with Cleveland, either now or in the past. Elvis, of course, the 37 straight game hitting streak against the Indians, and Tony Sipp previously from Cleveland.
I didn't get that connection, but good point.
Elvis did. That was the one that was important. Well, Andrus at second. Here is Ian Kinsler, who is 1 for 3. Off speed from Sipp, and it's in for a strike. Ian with a 3rd inning single to left field. Other than that, he has tapped back to the mound and flied to right. Rangers 9 hits tonight. They have scored 5 times, looking for maybe 1 more here. Pitch low. 1-1 to Kinsler. Ron Washington installed Ian Kinsler in that number 3 slot, moving him down from lead off as the Angels series started. And it seemed like the first 2 or 3 times in a game that Ian came to the plate, it was a run-producing situation. Had to be the right spot for the right guy, and he was able to come through with some big hits. Of course, the other side of that, Leonis Martin, just on the left side of your picture there, moving into the leadoff spot, has provided some important hits for the Rangers. Way outside by Sip, and nice backhanded stop by Goswitch. 2-1 now. Kinsler at 276 with the average. Elvis establishing his lead at second. Sip checks him. Taking the pitch high and wide. It is 3-1. Well, if Ian can get aboard to prolong this inning, Adrian Beltre could get a shot here in the 7th. Sip is ready. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. 2 on, 2 out. Adrian Beltre coming to the plate. We were talking a little bit earlier about the probable pitchers for tomorrow night, Ogando and Malone. The rest of the weekend shapes up like this. Matt Garza gets to start on Saturday. Jared Parker will oppose him. And then on Sunday, it is Derek Holland and A.J. Griffin. Sunday afternoon game, and Saturday is on your left in Matt Garza. Sunday is on your right in Derek Holland. Beltre tonight 0 for 3. He has lined to left field, popped to third, and struck out.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens when Matt Harrison is ready to go, Kobe Lewis is ready to go. All 5 starters are throwing the ball well right now. Martin Perez was terrific last night. That's a problem that the Rangers haven't had. I don't think they've ever had that problem in August.
Ron Washington will tell you it's a nice problem, and baseball has a way of answering questions that you might pose, but it's getting pretty close to where that question is going to have to be answered. Matt Harrison had his first outing, rehab outing last night, worked a couple of innings, so he's probably 3 to 3.5 weeks away from being part of the mix again. Boy, Beltre, a rip and a foul back. That's 0-2. And Kobe Lewis, maybe 1 start ahead of Matt as far as that is concerned. Kobe about ready to make his 3rd rehab start. So yeah, I don't know what you would do other than delay the decision.
Well, if you delay it till September 1st, then the rosters expand.
Right.
And you could always, if all 7 guys are throwing well, I guess you could maybe skip a guy's turn to give him an extra break or something, or add a guy to the rotation and have 6 so everybody gets more rest. And there's a lot of things you could do. There's been plenty of times where you've been searching for, I was going to say 1 starter. There's been a lot of times you've been searching for 3 starters this time of year.
That's right.
Go back a ways, not in the last few years, but you go back a ways, and that's been the case.
Beltre, a little cue ball down the first baseline. It is a fair ball, and Beltre able to leg it out.
They wanted to keep it fair, but he needed to pick it up. That's a base hit.
Sip reached over to grab it, couldn't get the handle, and Beltre's got an infield single.
That ball had a lot of spin on it. It looked like it was going to be foul, but the spin brought it back fair. And the thought was, don't let it go foul. We can get an easy out. So Sip, I don't know whether he tried to slap it fair or whether he tried to catch it. No, he tried to catch it and missed it. And now they can't make the tag and the bases are loaded.
Well, I said it was going to be a base hit. They haven't ruled on it yet.
Well, yeah, I guess that one could go either way. He kept it fair, that's for sure.
Yeah, he did. Here's our Phantom Cam. There's that spin we talk about.
There might be a cut on that ball from hitting the edge of the cupped bat. Look at the spin on that ball. That's one of the best fan cams yet right there. That showed the cup of the bat, the sharp edge that a cup bat has rather than a rounded edge. that a non-cup bat has. And it just imparts even more spin on it when you hit a ball like that.
Well, the base is loaded with 2 outs. A.J. Pierzynski is a hitter, and A.J. takes strike 1. He is 2 for 3 tonight. A single and a solo home run. They still haven't ruled on the Adrian Beltre squibber.
It wasn't going very fast, but it wasn't a simple play.
No. So Tony Sipp facing Pierzynski for the first time tonight. Rangers at every base. Check swing, the pitch down and away.
Watch how this ball hits the end of the cup bat. You'll see the sharp edge right off the end of it. And look at the spin. When it hits the ground, the dirt flies and the ball keeps on spinning. Doesn't look like it's going to roll that far when you watch that. That's a great picture, boy.
A little Massey shot in pool.
Wow.
Up the middle, base hit to center field. 1 run's home. 2 runs are home. A.J. Pierzynski, a 2-run single. The Rangers lead 7-0.
3 hits for A.J. Battling up at the plate, down 2 strikes. Made some contact and found a hole. And a little play trying to keep Beltre's ball fair. Backfired, loaded the bases. A.J. gets a pretty good pitch to hit.
Well, now Craig Gentry is going to pinch hit for Nelson Cruz. First pitch to Gentry, a check swing, and it's a little bit low, and the appeal to first base, Corey Blazer, brings up the strike. And they have finally made a ruling on the Beltre ball. It's going to be an error on Tony Sipp. So no base hit for Adrian, and that's going to make all the runs in the inning unearned for Sipp as Gentry takes strike 2. So Cruz retires this evening after going 0 for 3. Gentry, a .233 hitter. Sipp back to him, and the breaking ball low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Craig back into the batter's box. Got Beltre at second, Pierzynski at first. 2 outs, 2 runs across here in the Rangers' 7th inning. The changeup floats in high. It's 2-2.
Sipp's getting a workout. This is going to be his 29th pitch coming up.
Left-hander reads the signs and has the one he wants. Ball 3.
Craig could get a hit right here for Darlene Gentry. That's his grandmother. She's 87 years old today. I know she's watching in Van Buren, Arkansas.
Action out in the bullpen. David Hernandez, the right-hander, loosening in support of Tony Sipp. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runners on the move. Payoff pitch is fouled back, and we'll try it again. Gentry, as you saw, a home run and 12 RBI this year. Trying to pick up Beltre and Pierzynski. They are both winding up the rubber bands. They will be off and moving again with the pitch from Tony Sipp. Chopper to third. Cut off there by Chavez on across the diamond, and that will do it. But the Rangers come up with a couple of unearned runs They have a couple of hits, an error, and a walk. They strand 2. We're going to the 8th. Rangers leading 7-0 on Fox Sports Southwest.
The Schwartz family, they may look familiar. It all started a few years ago. Big night because it's their anniversary. What happened a few years ago, Stephanie?
Well, I was here a few years ago taking in a Yankees game with a girlfriend, and you introduced me to him on camera.
And that's Mike?
Oh, yes, sir. And we dated for like 4 years, and then we got married.
And here you are tonight. Well, congratulations, Progressive Bag. What an inspirational story. It happens here at the ballpark.
It's all to you.
Yeah, all to me. Mike, what's going through your head, big guy?
Yeah. Thanks for screwing my life up, pal. Appreciate it.
You're kidding, I know. You got to be kidding. He is kidding, guys, I think.
Matchmaker.
Yep.
Add that to the list of names for Noxie now. Wow. Pretty good.
Now, Neil Kotz, left-hander coming out of the bullpen, and Yu Darvish night is finished.
Why pay thousands of dollars to a service when you come out to the ballpark and find your match right here?
That's right.
Let's look up Noxie.
Courtesy of Jim Knox. First pitch of the top of the 8th inning. Tuffy Gozwich, and he has his first major league hit as he singles right back through the middle off Neil Kotz.
Well, congratulations. That's a huge hit for him. Again, he's spent 8 years in the minor leagues. I'm sure there's been a lot of times he wondered if he'd get this opportunity, but he got it in August, catching his first big league game, and now he's got his first big league hit. What a thrill.
Tuffy Gozwich aboard a leadoff single. 6 hits now for the Diamondbacks. Top of the order, Gerardo Parra, who is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts against Yu Darvish. Darvish struck out 14 again. That's the 4th time this year that Darvish has punched out that number.
Well, if there's only been 10 that have done it 3 times, the list has to be pretty short of people that have done it 4 times.
Elvis warming up Neil Kotz between innings.
Big Kotz is probably throwing fairly soft to him, too.
Moreland goes to second with a low throw to Profar, and he just does get the sliding go switch. Well, the 4th play, now Parra at first and 1 out for Adam Eaton. Well, the 14 strikeouts, 4th time for Darvish this year. That's the most in one season in Rangers franchise history. Nolan Ryan had 3 games of 14 or more in 1990. That had been the previous record. Nolan that year, if I remember correctly, struck out 301. Here's Adam Eaton, who is 1 for 3, and he skies to center field. Craig Gentry back near the warning track, but able to haul it in. That is out number 2 with Parra headed back to first base. Well, our AT&T Twitter poll result asked you who's the Rangers player of the month for July, and 67% of you said Adrian Beltre. Boy, what a month he had. He was among the league leaders in almost every offensive category. And Adrian hit .369 for the month. Elvis Andrus, a very solid month also, and Neil Kotz, a great month out of the bullpen. But Adrian Beltre got your vote, and we'll probably find out tomorrow who the official player of the month for the Rangers is. Usually announced at the 2nd or 3rd day of the month. Defensive indifference sends Gerardo Parra down to second base. Get word that Nelly Cruz left the ball game precautionary removal because of some tightness in his left quad. You remember the other night against the Angels, he got hit by a throw as he was going to first base in that left quad, and had to come out of that ball game early. And tonight, just precautionary, taking him out to rest that a little bit. Check swing, Paul Goldschmidt. The pitch is high. It's 2-1. Goldschmidt also has struck out all 3 times up there tonight. Gerardo Parra, the runner at second base. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Fouled away to the right. And the count evens at 2-2. A.J. Brzezinski going through a series of signs. Cornel Kotz and the left-hander, yep, we'll do that one. The 2-2 pitch. Tapper off the end of the bat to first. Moreland gloves. He will take it to the bag and beat Goldschmidt by a step and a half, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, and 1 left for Arizona. We finished 7.5. Rangers 7, Diamondbacks nothing on Fox Sports Southwest.
On the Diamondbacks makeup game, and we will have a post-game show presented by Esurance. We'll call it Rangers Live. John Radigan here in the Captain Morgan Club. Mark McLemore will join me. Lots of analysis, lots of fun, lots of smiles, and lots of post-game reaction from this one. We'll hear from you, Darvish. How about his 4th 14-plus strikeout game of the season? That's coming up. It's the Esurance Rangers Live post-game show immediately following the game, guys.
All right, John. Now the Rangers with that 7-0 lead, and they've got to work here in the bottom of the 8th inning, bottom third of the order to face the new pitcher, and that is David Hernandez. David Murphy, a swinging strike one. Hernandez with those numbers coming in.
It's been a struggle for him this year. Pretty good reliever, not having his best year. 9 home runs. That's a problem. 46 innings.
Up and in to Murphy. David, 2 out of 3 tonight. David Murphy, that is. Single and a home run. He's also lined to left field, so 3 balls well struck this evening for Murphy. And he hits this one well left center field. A late start in left for Ross. That ball going to the wall. And David Murphy with a leadoff double to the opposite alley.
Yeah, he drove that thing all the way to the warning track, bounced right out of the ballpark. Single, home run, double. I don't know if he hit it that well coming off the bat, but that thing just shot out to left center field about 380 feet.
Right there on the warning track. You don't see many balls in that part of the ballpark jump out of the yard.
No, you don't. This ballpark doesn't give up a lot of ground rule doubles.
But Murph did it, so he is 3 for 4, and now Jurickson Profar up there. And he takes ball 1 inside. Now Cliff Pennington has come off the bench to take over at second base. And Martin Prado moving over to third. So Pennington will hit in Eric Chavez's spot in the order. The breaking ball that crossed up. Goswitch, he was looking for a fastball away, and at the last second had to reach back to his right and just did get a piece of his glove on the ball. Goswitch now going to go out and talk to David Hernandez and say, well, at least you didn't cross me up the other way. If I was looking for a curveball and threw me a fastball, I'd be chasing it back to the backstop. What's this? Oh, I got to reach out. Oh, no, I got it back there. And it was pinballed off the shin guards and off the legs of the umpire and everybody else. 1-1, the count to Profar. Shattered bat.
Well, that had pieces,
fielded by Pennington.
That had pieces falling off it in the dirt at second base. There's a couple of pieces. Goldschmidt's going over to pick them up. And the bats have had a tough night tonight.
Yeah, that one sawed off pretty cleanly right there. Well, Profar back with some new lumber. And he's down on the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Jurickson at 245 as he awaits the pitch. David Hernandez sets. And the breaking ball in the dirt. Rangers with 11 hits tonight. They've scored 7 times, 3 home runs. Got them going, and they've added on. Had 2 in the 7th after scoring 3 in the 4th inning. Single runs in the 2nd and 3rd. Meanwhile, Darvish and Neil Kotz throwing up zeros for the Diamondbacks. 3-2 now to Profar. Erickson hitting in the 8th slot. He'll be followed by Mitch Moreland. Hernandez ready. The payoff pitch. Got him swinging. Erickson a little frustrated with that. That's out number 1.
First baseman, Mitch Moreland.
Profar back to the dugout. Now here comes Mitch. Moreland steps to the plate 1 for 2. And that solo home run in the 3rd inning.
We're talking about Hernandez struggling giving up the home run ball this year. Last year, he had an ERA of 2.50, 68 innings, 98 strikeouts in 68 innings, and only 48 hits. Big year for him last year.
Out a play to the left off the bat of Mitch Moreland.
Last year he gave up 4 home runs in 68 innings. This year it's been 9 home runs in 46 innings.
Now Hernandez came over from Baltimore. That trade that sent Mark Reynolds to the Orioles. That was in the offseason before the 2011 season. 74 ball games in 2011 and 72 last year for David Hernandez. So an often used, valuable piece of the Arizona bullpen.
He's not giving up the home runs because of the lack of velocity. He's throwing 95 to 97 miles an hour. That's got nothing to do with it. Must not be making his location as well as he's done the last couple of years, though.
1-1 the count to Moreland. Slow tapper it out towards second. Pennington charging, flips it underhand, or shovels it underhand to Goldschmidt. Moreland is retired. On to third goes Murphy. There are now 2 outs, and Leonis Martin coming up. Joakim Soria getting loose in the Ranger bullpen, so we will probably see the Ranger right-hander in the 9th inning. Martin, a big 2-run double in the 4th inning. That was the first multi-run inning the Rangers had tonight, and Leonis capped that off. That last play.
Looks like he's watching a horror movie.
Off speed, catches the outside corner. Pennington on that last play, and he was a little bit nervous about that. Chopper slowly, he's got another chance. He flips this one out of his glove and gets Leonis Martin. So that'll do it with the Rangers. They can't do anything with Murphy's leadoff double. He is stranded. We're going to the 9th inning in Arlington. It's the Rangers 7, the Diamondbacks nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Your Texas Ford dealer. Don't miss the Ford Summer Spectacular featuring blockbuster deals. Now playing at your best in Texas Ford dealer. By AT&T UVerse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PICK-ATT. Rethink possible. And by Progressive. Visit Progressive.com today. The 9th inning has arrived. Joakim Soria to the mound, and first ball swinging. Pennington in a rope that Adrian Beltre plucked right out of thin air for out number 1.
Much you can do about that as a hitter. Hit a line drive, but you can't guarantee where the fielder's going to be. Soria had a little bit of a rough outing his last time out. Pumped his ERA up. Walked a couple of guys in that game.
Yeah, it was kind of a strange outing for him. He got the first 2 outs and then had the walk and the base hit. Couldn't finish it off. First pitch to Cody Ross, low and outside for ball one. Ross 1 for 3 tonight. He was the only Diamondback that did not strike out against Yu Darvish this evening. He lines this in the left center field. That is down for a hit. Gentry over to cut it off, and he will hold Ross to a single here in the 9th inning. Ross swinging the bat well this evening. A 1 on, 1 out for Martin Prado. The fans, the Yu Darvish K-counter bobblehead was so popular that the Rangers are bringing it back. It'll be back here on September the 24th. Rangers play the Astros, and the first 20,000 fans will get a Yu Darvish K-counter bobblehead courtesy of AT&T. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com, or you can go to the Rangers ballpark on September 24th to get them. Pitch outside, moving into second base on defensive indifference is Cody Ross. He would have kind of maxed out that counter tonight, probably. 14 punch outs for Yu Darvish. 4th time this year that Darvish has gotten to that exact number. Martin Prado a base hit in 3 trips to the plate. And single came in the 7th inning. Soria working to him, throws the breaking ball that stays high. 2-0. Soria's next pitch. And with Prado taking all the way, it's 2-1. Cody Ross, the runner at second base at the bottom of your screen. Hit the other way, and it gets by Mitch Moreland. Took a kind of a crazy hop. So around third, coming in to score is Cody Ross, and the Diamondbacks have gotten on the scoreboard. It is 7-1.
You couldn't tell what happened on that ball. It looked like Mitch was going to get to it, and just kind of skipped by him into right field. Might go as a base hit for Prado. It's pretty steady at first base. Generally, you would expect him to come up with that ball. It just bounced right over his glove.
Yeah, took kind of a tricky hop there at the very end, and that'll go as a base hit and an RBI for Martin Prado. Well, the shutout is averted by the Diamondbacks. Jason Kubel takes the pitch inside for ball one. Kubel 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to left field. Rangers leading 7-1. They have out-hit the Diamondbacks 11-8 tonight. Double play ground ball to second, on to first, and that will do it. We have a winner here in Arlington tonight. The Rangers, after that double play, hugs and handshakes all around, win it 7-1. Yu Darvish gets his 10th win of the year as he goes 7 shutout innings, striking out 14, and he's backed by solo home runs from David Murphy, Mitch Moreland, and A.J. Brzezinski. The Rangers putting up 11 hits tonight, 7 runs, and winning their 4th consecutive game. So they will head to Oakland with some momentum. But as they say, the momentum is only as good as the next night's starter, and that will be Alexi Ogando tomorrow night at the Coliseum in Oakland. Well, the Rangers down the Diamondbacks tonight, and they end up splitting the season series, and this is how it ended.
Oh, well hit ball, but pretty easy one to turn for the guys. Hugs all around. And what felt pretty bad coming back from the last road trip feels pretty good after this homestand.
7-1 the final, and Rick Renner is standing by down on the field with one of the stars of the game tonight. Rick?
That's right, David Murphy, the guy I like to call the Baylor Basher, With 3 hits in this one, getting a big home run. I know you've shown signs of kind of breaking out of things offensively. What was different tonight?
You look for a feel all year long, and tonight was the best feel I've had. So, it's a matter of consistency. Hopefully I can continue the consistency, but either way, it's great to get a win tonight.
This team really needs you and Mitch Moreland to do things offensively. Are you guys, and both of you homer tonight, are you guys kind of feeling that wave of momentum on this homestand?
We'll see. The last 4 days have been great. And I don't know. It's been up and down year. And, we take pride in being a deep offense, top to bottom. And obviously it was great to see Mitch have a great game tonight. Great to see AJ have a great game tonight. And, the last 4 days, pretty much everybody's contributed in this offense. So, and not to mention, it was great to see you, Darvish, tonight.
Yeah, how about that? Texas Rangers record 4 14 strikeout games. What was it like playing outfield behind there? Probably a little boring out there, huh?
We were making jokes that, did we even need to bring our gloves out there? But no, it's Yu's got great stuff. Obviously, when he's on, he looks like he did tonight, and it's obviously fun to watch. Obviously he's got big league stuff, and to watch him do that to a big league lineup, and that's a good big league lineup over there. It just tells you how good he is.
Is this potentially the best pitching staff that you've been around since you've been here in Texas?
It's definitely the best pitching staff. You look at the depth. You look at all of our 5 starters. You look at Ross, Sheppers, Cox, Nathan. I'm sure I'm forgetting guys, but it's so deep from the first starter to the last guy in the bullpen, and Joe Nathan. And it's been great to see them do their thing all year long, and hopefully our offense can continue to do what we've done right here recently.
Always fun to interview after a big win.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Let's send it back up to the guys upstairs.
All right, Rick, thank you. That took only 2 hours and 47 minutes tonight, 41,569. Saw the Rangers win their 4th consecutive game, and now it's